Dear students, welcome back to your geography class. In today's class, we are going to deal with the topic soil pollution from the chapter pollution and its sources from your geography chapter number 15. Yes, so in this video we are going to discuss about the soil pollution. So soil pollution, as we know that soil is important resource for human life because all the food we eat is brought up by the soil. Now we eat rice, wheat, vegetables, so they are grown on soil. If the soil would be polluted, in turn the whatever the food we are taking, that would be also polluted. So it would be affecting our life as well. It would be affecting our organs and it would be creating lots of health issues. So soil pollution. First of all, we need to understand what is soil pollution. So when the unwanted substances are added to the soil, which remove the microorganisms, which became the cause of death of microorganisms present in the soil, and also which remove the nutrients from the soil, such type of situation is called soil pollution. When unwanted substances are added, poisonous, toxic substances are added in the soil. Now when does the soil becomes toxic or polluted? It becomes polluted when we are adding something, we are adding fertilizers or pesticides to the soil, which are removing the microorganisms that are present in the soil, which are causing a great damage to the microorganisms present in the soil. Now when the microorganisms are destroyed in the soil loses its fertility. As a human, we are having a special type of system called immune system, which protects us from the diseases. Same is the case of soil. Soil is also having some microorganisms in it, which increases its fertility. Right? So when we are adding some type of chemicals upon the soil in order to raise our yield from the crops, we are killing all such type of microorganisms that are useful for the soil, which are useful for the crops. When we are killing those microorganisms and removing those nutrients from the soil is becoming infertile. And if it is becoming infertile, now infertile soil is known as a polluted soil, where we could not grow or we could not produce anything. That would be coming a polluted soil. Right? So moving ahead, now we are going to discuss about the sources of soil pollution. Now as a human, whenever we face any particular disease, we used to take the medicine. But although we are having an immune system which tries to fight out with that particular disease or problem. Now in the same way, soil is having its immune system, which means soil is having its immune system which increases its fertility on its own. But as we know, the population is rising day by day and demand for the food would be also increasing. But what is happening in reality is, because of the increase in the population, demand of the food is increasing, but demand for the infrastructure is also increasing. We need to build roads, we need to build buildings, we need to make industries, we need to create an infrastructure, and that requires area in terms of land. And if we are using our land for the non-agriculture purposes, more and more area is increasing under the non-agriculture purposes and area is decreasing under the agriculture practices, but the demand for the food is increasing. So farmers are putting pressure upon the land in terms of fertilizers. They are using fertilizers to grow more and more crops from the same land, or we can say from the decreasing land. Now, why these fertilizers are added? These fertilizers increase the natural fertility of the soil. Now these fertilizers increasing adds nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, in order to increase the productivity. Although these fertilizers increases the productivity for some time, as if I am going to take the medicine daily, I would become addicted to that medicine. That medicine would become a drug for me. In the same way, by adding these fertilizers again and again to the natural resource, that is our soil, the natural balance gets disturbed. When it gets disturbed, the soil, which is having ability to regain its fertility, it loses that ability and it becomes addicted to the fertilizers. So soil totally leaves its ability to regain its fertility and becomes addicted to the fertilizers, and hence it becomes polluted. So because of the chemical fertilizer that we are using upon the soil, in order to grow more from the soil, we are declining its natural fertility, which is creating soil pollution. Another factor or another source for the soil pollution is using pesticides and insecticides. Now when we talk about soil pollution, the first source we had discussed was using fertilizers, which for the some time increases the fertility of the soil, but for a long run we know that it does not increase the fertility, but it decreases the natural fertility of the soil. So now when we talk about using insecticide and pesticides, now we know that soil contains some type of microorganisms in it. For example, pathogens. Now these pathogens are the microorganisms that create disease in the crops. That could be a source of disease in the crop. And when we talk about weeds, weeds are the unwanted plants that grow within the crop. Unwanted plants. So these are the unwanted plants that grow within the crops. So in order to remove these pathogens and weeds from the crops, the farmers are using different type of insecticides and pesticides. For example, DDT, chlorine and toxaphene. But the thing is, these insecticides and pesticides are not just killing the unwanted particles, that is toxaphene and weeds. These are also destroying some of the wanted microorganisms, some of the useful. So these are destroying the useful microorganisms as well. Useful microorganisms are also killed by these insecticide and pesticide, which creates again soil pollution. So when we talk about these pathogens, weeds, in order to kill them, we are using these insecticide and pesticides, but they are not just affecting these pathogens and weeds, they are also affecting many of the useful microorganisms by killing them, and which results in the decreasing nutrient content in the soil. Now the thing is, an estimate says that if we are not using these DDT, chlorine or toxaphene type of insecticides and pesticides on our crops, there would be only 5% loss in the crops. In the crops there would be only 5% loss. We would be able to grow 95% of the crop. Only 5% would be lost by not using these pesticides and insecticides. So when we talk about eradication of the soil pollution, the most important thing here is to make people aware about the utility of these insecticides and pesticides. Now moving ahead to the third source of soil erosion, that is biomedical wastes. So now when we talk about biomedical wastes, we often used to go to doctor whenever we feel diseased or ill. So doctor give us injections or doctor do surgeries, right? So he or she used to use different type of needles, syringes or scissors. Now all these things could be termed as biomedical wastes. We know that if one syringe is given to, if one injection is given to a person, that same injection could not be given to another person until unless it is not treated, right? Because several problems like AIDS could be transmitted, and several communicable diseases could be transmitted to the person who is from the person who is infected to another person, and this would be building a chain of spread of the disease. Now, biomedical waste includes syringes, bodily fluids, sharp needle, lancets. These are the equipment that are used for measuring the level of diabetes, which are injected in the patient's fingers in order to collect the blood samples. So scissors. So these are the biomedical waste, biomedical things, equipments that are used for the medical treatments. Now we know that if these things once used would not be treated accurately, it would be building a chain of lot of diseases, and it would be creating a lot of problems. Now when we talk about soil pollution and when we talk about biomedical wastes, so the most common thing that we find about the biomedical waste is to dumping them in the soil. Now when we dump them or bury them in the soil, now the virus could be spread to the surrounding water bodies through different agents like insects or microorganisms as well. Even though the animals of that particular area could get infected by these viruses that has been buried in the soil. Secondly, when these are chemically treated, when the chemical is evaporated or it is released, there are chances of release of the chemical in the atmosphere as well. With that release of the chemical, virus could also spread from that particular treatment area. Next is some of the equipments of the medical under the medical equipment are like thermometers, which are having radioactive substances in it, for example mercury. So their chain reactions once started would not be able to control. So these are some of the reasons or the sources which we could consider for when we talk about the soil pollution. When we talk about the soil pollution, there could be some more reasons when we talk about industries. So industries like cement industry releases huge amount of dust which forms a layer upon the soil and does not allow the nitrogen fixation of the soil. So because of this, the soil gets polluted. So we have discussed about the different sources of the soil pollution, under which we have talked about the fertilizers, using of insecticides and pesticides, and biological or biomedical waste. So that was all in this video. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye. Stay home, stay blessed.